Welcome back to the Closing Labs podcast, first podcast of the offseason. I'm Matt from Breakcard, joined by former NASCAR Jackman, maybe current NASCAR Jackman when we get to 26. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Cam, how's it going?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I've got no complaints. Taking a few weeks off there after Phoenix was definitely the right call. Just absolute burnout city on my end of things over here. I know you've got football and everything else going on as well. So just a nice time to take a little bit of a breather.
Yeah, we ended our season in the Elite Eight, so the week before Thanksgiving. And then we took a week off for Thanksgiving, and this week we started working out again.
Oh my God.
Doing stuff for football already, man.
Get these kids in shape and ready to go for next fall already. Yeah, it was, I mean, honestly, as Joseph says right there, good thing there's not nothing going on in NASCAR right now. Yeah, I was gonna say it was nice to have a week of downtime, and that's really all we got because we are straight back into it this week with NASCAR trial stuff. Ryan Ellis is scheduled to be joining us a little bit later on in the show here, so when he pops into our waiting room, we'll get him on. But we're gonna start off first with the NASCAR trial because I never thought we'd get to December 1st and have this actually go to trial, but sure enough.
I mean, we talked about it it feels like a couple weeks ago. It was probably a couple months ago at this point that neither one of us thought it was going to trial, that it was supposedly not going to, that they were going to bail out, and here we are.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I think leading up to the championship race at Phoenix, there was a lot of talk, especially from the NASCAR side, that this was going to get settled. That was their goal, find a settlement. And it sounds like they all kind of agreed to an extent on a settlement. And then it kind of came down to who was going to pay for what. And that's where things seem to really fall apart at there. Yeah. I mean, we're talking about nearly 9 figures worth of legal bills. And that's just bananas. It makes me regret not going to law school. Now,
100%. Like watching Suits and going through this makes me want to go back and go to law school, man.
That was my path. That was literally my path after graduation, was to do that, and then obviously we veered a different direction here, but still
you screwed up.
Dang, it really screwed up. I would love to have done this, but we got started yesterday with the jury selection, and I don't know if you looked or read anything about the jury selection, but I feel like I need to watch more jury selections because we had 3 things happen in this jury selection that just kind of made me laugh. One person just straight up couldn't hear, and the judge was like, "You need to go get a hearing aid," and dismissed them because they couldn't hear, which I was like, hell yeah, kick people out. If they can't hear, boot them.
Jury selections are wild.
So I've never had to do jury duty before.
So I haven't either, but my mom had to do it 3 or 4 times in college or when I was growing up.
Okay.
It's wild. The actual things that if you want to get out of it, you can literally just be let's say it's a murder case and they killed a kid. Oh, I hate murderers. I hate murderers. I hate murderers. I hate murderers who kill kids. And you'll just get out of it.
Just be like, I straight up hate kids.
I hate kids, right? It's wild. And that's not true. I don't have that much self-respect. I am a salesman after all.
Another person on the questionnaire wrote in the hobby section, heavy drinking, and then wanted to clarify in court that would not impair them from being a part of this jury. What? I respect that. And then there was another guy who was asked if he had feelings for Michael Jordan that would make it unfair or impartial to make a decision. He said yes. Then he said he's a former NASCAR fan, said NASCAR's killing NASCAR, and then got dismissed for obvious reasons there. On the way out, pointed at Michael Jordan, gave him a fist pump, and Michael laughed about it, and the gallery laughed, and the judge thanked him for being honest in the situation. I think this guy just wanted his time with MJ.
How are you? It's in North Carolina, isn't it? They're doing it in North Carolina, right?
Oh, yeah, it's in Charlotte.
Okay, so you live in Charlotte. You have Michael Jordan, who's probably one of, if not the biggest brand in the world.
Yeah.
How are you going to find someone who's impartial?
So it does sound like, based off of what Gluck and Bianchi were saying yesterday, it sounds like they got a jury that really doesn't know anything about this, because they both talked about how the jury was just kind of sitting there yesterday with these blank stares on their face, because for like you and I and everybody watching this, the terminology makes total sense, right? Like we know what they're talking about, but for somebody that's never heard any of the terminology that's used in racing or charters or anything like that, it's a foreign language to these people. It's like if we had to sit down for a trial about cricket and they're explaining cricket terms and we're like, what the are you talking about right now? Like,
no, for sure. They're probably going to find it's probably not hard to find someone that doesn't know all the terminology and everything like that. But at the end of the day, it's still Michael Jordan.
And hey, Jeffrey Kessler apparently really played into the fact that like Michael Jordan didn't need any introduction, that people were familiar with him, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, that's going to be the hard part. Yeah. Alex said we forgot one guy who tried to use having to put down sod as an excuse. Listen, you got to get it down. You got to get it down. You got to get it staked. You got to get it watered, or else it's going
to might be his job. You don't know.
Yeah. Like, also, Alex, which one got selected according to Gluck? I missed that. But day one started off with opening statements. Judge scolded them for their opening statements, wouldn't allow them to use visual presentations in it, which felt very like high school-esque. And then we got Denny Hamlin on the stand in the afternoon. Oh, the drinker got selected. Fantastic.
Hell yes. For the people.
Bud Heavies just cracking one open, kick back in the jury pod.
in the jury pod.
So Denny Hamlin takes a stand and talks for about two hours-ish or so yesterday. Ended up talking for 3.5 hours today. Just incredibly long testimony from him. Some of the highlights from yesterday: does in fact have a high school diploma, so that's a positive there. Not sure why we need to talk about that, but
why are we what are we doing?
Did you graduate? And he said they gave me a diploma, so I would assume that means yes.
Probably not there.
Yeah. Then he talked about having to compete against NASCAR for sponsors, and this isn't like a foreign concept. Like, this is a very familiar thing. I think this has been talked about in the open before. But I think for people that aren't familiar with it, or maybe don't pay attention to the sponsorship side of thing, like NASCAR is also competing for sponsors with the teams, and NASCAR tries to poach sponsors from teams the same way that teams try to poach sponsors from other teams as well. It's crazy. And
so I've watched it my whole life happen, but it's still just wild to think about. Yeah. Like, put that in terms of like NFL. It'd be like the NFL saying, "Oh, we're going to start a team and we're going to poach half your players."
Right. Well, it's like an expansion draft, right? Like, in a sense, where you're like, "Oh, you just have to give up people." It's like, "Oh, okay, no." It's basically like having somebody under contract and then them just coming in and being like, "Hey, we would like to take it." And they're like, "Okay," and just go over there. Basically said that's the reason why they were able to buy their charter from Germain Racing, is because NASCAR poached Geico to be a premier sponsor for the Cup Series, which took away the money from Germain. Germain goes out of business because they don't have a sponsor anymore. And then 2311 swoops in, buys that charter up. Says that they have spent $45 million on charters, $35 million on Airspeed, which is their shop, which initial construction costs were supposed to be $10 million. It cost $35 million.
That's insane.
So, yeah, COVID, obviously,
prices went up.
Yeah, prices went up for material and everything like that. But that's tripled.
That's you said what, 10 to 25?
10 to 30, 10, and then it ended up costing 35.
That's a $25 million increase.
Budget.
I'll take $25 million.
Yeah.
They
pay. They pay $8 million a year annually to Joe Gibbs Racing for their technical alliance. And they have 140 employees, and spent $82,000 on a Christmas party, which was brought up today in court. And Denny was like, "We take care of our people." And I really appreciated that answer from him, because like, you should take care of your people. Like, if you have the money to do it, do it.
I will say the Penske Christmas party.
Yeah. Nice.
Was pretty good.
Pretty good.
Right on the shop floor.
See, I grew up like when my dad was working, like having a Christmas party like on a shop floor like that, and I always thought it was the coolest thing.
Yeah, right on the shop floor, all you can drink, all you can eat.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Roger was there, like
Drivers
It's
come?
awesome. Huh?
Drivers come?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
All,
I figure they would.
all, what, 8 of them?
Yeah. Yeah.
12 of them?
And then on Monday evening and towards the end of it, he had to explain what happened in the championship race, because remember, this jury doesn't know anything about NASCAR. They don't follow it or anything like that. So poor Denny had to live through it again, where he asked if he could plead the fifth, and they said, you're not being prosecuted. So then he had to explain that he won the most races this year, was leading with 3 laps to go in the championship race. Caution came out, didn't win. And it's like, damn, do we have to make this guy relive it again?
I love it. I'm glad they did.
So funny. And then today, Denny, back on the stand again for 3.5 hours, mentioned that he makes $14 million a year annually from Joe Gibbs Racing, which obviously we don't know driver salaries in NASCAR, not like we do in other sports, but that's a healthy salary for a cup driver.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
we wouldn't give a driver who wins as much as he does, like,
and attracts the sponsors that he does. Yeah. I've seen some people being like, oh, well, he's still getting paid underneath the old system. I mean, we're a decade removed from the old system. Like, he's getting paid because that's what he's worth. Like,
he's honestly probably worth more.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, he's probably giving them a discount because he can.
Definitely worth more. But Kyle Larson's absolutely taking note of that this offseason and into next year when he's in a contract negotiation. Oh, we'd like to offer you this. Denny makes 14, so that's going to be the comeback.
So the NASCAR world is so weird when it comes to that. Like, so when I go into Penske, right, and I'm signing my contract, it is very, very, like, hush-hush, even at that level on how much you're making. Like, you have to sign a thing saying that you won't tell anybody else what you're making.
Yeah. You're signing an NDA, basically.
Essentially, right? Like, you have to sign the NDA saying that you won't talk about what's going on inside the shop and everything like that and all that, right?
Yeah.
But you also have to sign a separate one saying that, hey, you don't talk to other people about what you're making. And it's literally like, when I'm sitting there, I'm coming from, at that point, I had already had, like, sales jobs and stuff like that. And where they're like, yeah, this is, you talk about it, right?
Yeah.
It's them. It feels like it's them basically saying, hey, we don't want you telling other people what you're making because we don't want them to have the leverage over you.
Oh, yeah. 100% what it is.
Wild to me.
Yeah. So Hamlin talked for a little bit more on Tuesday. I wouldn't say there was anything super revealing for the most part, but did learn just a little bit more about, how much the cost is and everything like that. Did learn that he's put $10.7 million of his own money into 23XI Racing, and he's on the hook for $45 million in loans. So that's a lot.
It's a ton.
It's a ton.
That's a ton of money in loans.
Yeah. 23XI Racing rents airspeed from Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin, who own the shop. So they rent it for $1 million a year from them. That's for tax purposes. I saw a lot of people being like, that's stupid. Why would you do that? Taxes.
Smart.
Yes.
It's smart.
You own a company, you will buy or, rent your property out to your company there. Yep. Like, if you have a corporate apartment, you're going to rent that to the company. Pretty simple.
Yep. Because they don't say how much you have to rent it for. They just say you have to rent it.
Yes. And then in the afternoon session, we had Scott Prime, one of the NASCAR vice presidents and chief strategy officer. I believe it's his official title there. He was on the stand to testify, and Jeffrey Kessler grilled him a lot about breakaway series. Alex said, "Can confirm as a tax account." Yes, Alex.
Alex, I'm going to need your help.
Alex, I'm speaking from a place of knowing exactly what the positives of that are. But in the afternoon session, they talked a lot about breakaway series in a split series. And I think, so there are 3 main takeaways from me for this. One, NASCAR super concerned that the teams were going to break away. And Denny said that they explored a breakaway, but there were essentially no tracks to race at because NASCAR's contracts with every major oval in the United States for the most part, which has a non-compete, which included that they couldn't hold stock car races for 2 years after holding a NASCAR race.
That's wild. Crazy. I didn't realize that.
Crazy. Not against the law.
So you're telling me that if NASCAR leaves a track, a stock car race can't be held there for 2 years.
Yes. If NASCAR was to just abandon, Atlanta Motor Speedway, Atlanta can't host a stock car race until 2027, I guess. Or no, sorry, 2028.
What track have we abandoned that we haven't gone to in the last 2 years? In the last 2 years, though?
We haven't been since COVID.
So 2020?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
No wonder they parked a bunch of Ford F-150s.
Yeah.
Like, they had to.
Yeah, they absolutely had to. Make some money from it there. And because they could host an IndyCar race. That's not stock cars, right? But,
I didn't think about that.
But then you got to worry about ticket sales and, like, does it actually make money for you if you do it or something along those lines?
So would the SRX series be considered stock car?
Yep. Because they said that SMI wanted to host SRX races but couldn't. And they wanted to host the SRX races because they wanted to try to help offset some of the debt that they're carrying. So pay it down a little bit, but weren't allowed to do it. Which is why they were really concerned, NASCAR was in their documents, their internal documents, about Speedway Motorsports potentially doing a deal with the breakaway series as well. So the three sort of like scenarios for the breakaway series to me were fascinating. One, they were really worried about like a live PGA golf split where like the Saudi private investment fund comes in and like helps start up another series. They were really concerned about SRX and the potential of that being a breakaway series, which I said in my video today, I don't know if I underestimate SRX or if they overestimate SRX.
I think they overestimate.
Yeah, but at no point was that ever going to be a competitor series.
No.
And their business model was so bad, it put them out of business. Yeah. So,
like, watching the SRX series, I would watch it because it's like, okay, cool, saw it on during the week. It was great for what it was, but I never watched that going, I would rather watch this than go watch NASCAR.
It was entertainment. Is exactly what it was. Like, it wasn't a sport, for a lack of a better term.
So here's my question with that is obviously like SMI and Roger Penske own a few tracks and stuff like that. Does that 2 years account for those as well?
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Interesting. But that's why they could go to like the fairgrounds, because the fairgrounds doesn't host a NASCAR Cup or a NASCAR sanctioned race. They only host they host SRX. So I wonder if it falls into like the Cup Series hosting a race there, because they've gone to SRX went to IRP at Indianapolis Raceway Park, and they host obviously a Truck Series race. So interesting.
I wonder if Eldora counts in that.
The Truck Series abandoned that pre-COVID. 2019 was the last one they had there, I think.
Been that long?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. The other breakaway series they were worried about was the potential of Liberty Media, the owners of Formula One and MotoGP, coming in and starting up their own series, giving teams 50% of the revenue, which is what happens in F1, and basically having 10 teams with 20 cars, which I would have not liked the car count number there, but I don't think talks like that even got off the ground. So
no.
Yeah, there's just a lot that kind of went on in the track talk. But Scott Prime will be back on the stand again on Wednesday morning. At this rate, we're doing 2 witnesses a day, essentially. We are not going to be done by the 12th. Like, there's just no way. They're going to have to either speed this up, or we're going to be going into a third week at this point.
Here's my thing is, like, you and I and probably everyone on this knows that NASCAR waits until the last week of January to put out their new rules and everything like that.
Yeah.
How much is this going to push that?
I don't think it can. I think right now they have to operate like on 2 fronts. One on this side, and then 2, like, business as usual for everything else, because Daytona's coming quickly. Like the Clash is February 1st.
Yeah.
We are, 2 months away from the Clash happening.
So Phoenix happened, right?
Yeah.
And then like that next week after Phoenix, Nice tweeted out and said 100 days till Daytona. I was like, what the hell? I sent it to my buddy who's like in the series still. He was like, "Don't do that to me.
Yeah, no,
Please don't do that to me."
I saw somebody being like, "Don't tell me how many days until Daytona until after New Year's. Like, I don't care until then." Last piece on this trial, and then we'll get to our guest who's in the waiting room. 2311 Racing Front Row Motorsports will be calling on Richard Childress to testify.
Hey, man.
And not wait.
Dude, that's going to be hilarious.
Yeah. Obviously, we haven't talked about what was said, but he got called a stupid redneck. He got called a total ass clown, got called an idiot, saying he needed to be flogged out back. That was by NASCAR brass. He got called a cuck by Jeff Dickerson, co-owner of Spire Motorsports. Like, Richard went through it. And now Richard's exploring potentially, legal action out of it here. So
this is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I need to watch more of this. It's pure comedy. So
excited. All right, let's get to our guest. This is our first guest on the podcast, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Former NASCAR Xfinity Series driver, now NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series driver of the 02 Young's Motorsports Chevrolet, Ryan Ellis. How's it going, Ryan?
What's going on, man?
What's up, Ryan?
This guy shows up.
This is a long time.
This is where I'm not a professional.
Oh, dang it. You messed it up to where now I guess Ryan, you're Cameron, and I'm just sitting here.
Yeah, that's fine. We can make this work.
How are you, man?
How bad about you?
I can't complain. Matt, do you have snow?
Oh my God, I got 5 inches of snow last night.
Really? Dude, we got like 4, and with my job, sometimes like I go out and so I sell stuff to dealerships, and so like sometimes I'll go out to dealerships and talk to dealerships. I woke up at 6 o'clock this morning, looked at the snow, went, nope, not doing that.
That's the joy of working from home here.
Yeah,
so, Ryan, you're moving over to Young's Motorsport in 2026.
Yes,
you were with DGM. Yes. How did that all come together?
Honestly, looking back, not really sure. I think it's the same thing as Alpha Prime, where I was like really ready to just resign, and some conversations happened, and was kind of just feeling it out because I was pretty sure I was just going to stay at DGM. And a couple weeks later, just made the decision. I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that they have that Chevy support there, so I get the ability to be on the sim a little bit more often, little stuff like that adds up. But yeah, it kind of came out of nowhere because like at Alpha Prime, I was going to sign another 1 or 2 years, and same thing at DGM, and then it all changed pretty quickly.
Changed overnight. Yeah, I saw you in Martinsville and talked to your sponsors, and as I was there, Cam texted me and was like, "I heard that he's going to Young's," and I was like, I don't know. I should have asked him when I passed him there. But I think it's a good spot for you. Obviously, Alfredo had a really solid year in 25. They're a solid truck team as well. Good people over there.
My first top 10 with a Young's truck.
You did?
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
And Darlington with Caden.
Makes sense.
I remember that.
2023.
I like that you remember your first top 10s and top 5s.
I remember mine. Yeah.
I never got a win. I don't have a win, so I'm going to remember my first top 10 and top 5.
See, that's why I said you may be a current Jackman, because we need to get you back onto pit road so you can try to win a race.
I agree.
Again. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Tell him, Ryan. Tell him to get back out there so we have some.
We need people. Yeah. I don't know who my pit crew is, so come on.
I'm not gonna comment on that front because
you probably know my pit crew is. I don't. Yeah.
If it's the same company that has always done the Young crew, I'm sorry.
I don't know. I asked the question, but yeah, there's so many things up in the air. I have no idea myself.
Yeah. Are you guys running ECR engines next year?
We will be leased for like around a third of the season, which like I beat myself up over points and looking back at pretty much every year I've had in NASCAR, but then you look at the budgets of like the teams that were behind, and it's like everybody has full lease motors and some sort of alliance with a manufacturer. So I don't really know who we're supposed to beat of the full-time guys. Like, I mean, with the multiples of budget that they're running on, it's tough to just beat one guy.
Yeah.
Right. 100%. But a third of the season's pretty solid. I assume you're probably going to get those for super speedways.
Yeah. Daytona, Talladega, Atlanta, Indy.
Oh, okay.
Pocono. Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
obviously with you going to Young's, it's a new number, new team. Do you have any like responsibility with the number? Did you get to choose it? How'd that come?
No, we were texting about it today because I was like, maybe the 42 is an option. Let's shoot a text off, and got the no. So we are the 02. I wasn't really a big 02 fan, like in terms of the number, but it's kind of grown on me over the last couple of weeks. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Like 71 was really cool to run because it was my childhood number, but and 43 was cool because 43.
NASCAR 43.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to run the 3. I feel like that wouldn't go well, but you know what? Like 02 is fine. Yeah.
You should have gone 03.
That's an ARCA number, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Can't do that, yeah.
Yeah, Butterbean had it in cars, and I think Brayton Laster, however you pronounce his name, I think he had, or Alex Clubb, one of those guys.
Alex Clubb.
Alex Clubb, that's who it is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Alex Clubb, who is in the NASCAR 25 video game and will not get out of the way. But,
dude, and is somehow always good.
I'm terrible on that.
Are you
like a 50-something rating or whatever?
See, okay. I have a complaint about the ratings because some of them are absolutely ridiculous. And then some people got absolutely hosed. Amber Bachlan, I believe that's how you pronounce her last name. She messaged me and she was like, you should look at the ARCA rating. So I looked at them, and some people over there, I'm like,
what are they? Are they like really high, really low, or yes?
Yeah, all of the above.
All of the above.
Where you like look at someone and you're like, they've never run good in their entire life, and they are up here in like the 70s. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if it was really realistic, the ARCA, the 5 drivers would go and everyone else would just get lapped after 3 laps.
Well, that's like William Walsh is unstoppable.
True. Yeah. That can just be real life, and that's not fun. So,
no. But you don't have to worry about that because you're not an ARCA anymore.
That is true.
Or did you ever make any ARCA starts?
Thank God. No,
thank God. Okay.
Yeah. I went straight to Nationwide and then did my truck stuff, cup stuff, and I'm like, unless it's a winning ARCA ride, I'm good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. Everybody I talk to is like, I would do ARCA for the right team. Like, okay, yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And by the right team, they mean Jogas Racing or Pinnacle. Those are the two. But, yeah. 100%.
I don't want
I feel like those
broken for nothing.
No. God, no.
Now that Venturini's pretty much gone.
Nitro.
Oh, yeah.
Nitro now, right?
Yeah.
You guys are my NASCAR news, so and I don't know. That's how this whole thing came about, right?
Yeah. I think that's so funny because I'll talk to other people and they'll just be like, yeah, dude, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know what I'm talking about? Like, to me, it's a big deal. And they're just like, whatever. We'll show up in Daytona. It'll be fine.
Yeah, when you're in it, it's like you're in it, you're going, and you just kind of go, right? Like, you go week to week, you get on the plane, you go to the track, and you go home.
So, Ryan, you have a pretty interesting background in terms of like your racing, not only like resume wise, doing like Volkswagen TDI stuff and MX5s, but you also like go out and find your sponsors as well. Like you grind to find your sponsors. And one of them caught my attention this year. Obviously, you've got Tableau on the hat there. That's your primary or your anchor rather for 26. But you had Mike Albert Leasing Center on your car this year in 25. And that is local to me in Cincinnati. When I saw it, like I scrolled past it on Twitter and I scrolled back and I was like, oh my God, I never would have thought. But like, so do you just cold call? Is that what you're doing?
Man, I'd say I don't want to give away my secrets, but something
That's
that
fine.
happened something that happened this year kind of gave them away and threw my whole life for a loop. But it's a mix of cold calling, LinkedIn outreach, cold email outreach, interns, paid people, and I have one employee full time, and other than that, it's just kind of grinding away. I have a giant whiteboard over my shoulder and worked in lead gen marketing, so I got really lucky. But I think I realized last year or 2 years ago that like it's good to work that hard to get to the track, but I was so far behind when I actually got to the track because I didn't know people were even actually iRacing or doing sim between. Like I knew they were doing some Chevy sim stuff, but I didn't think anybody in the mid pack and back was hopping on iRacing.
Oh.
I thought we were just saying that as a talking point. So like I've tried to make it a more concerted effort to focus on that side because that's almost just been natural to me. Trying to set some more time aside for that.
How
I love
often?
that. Go
How
ahead.
often are you getting on the sim and doing all that now?
Dude, this whole year, probably 4 hours max.
Wow.
Like
And
that one over my shoulder. Yeah.
okay, I was going to ask, like, are you talking about the sim that's in your house or like the Chevy sim?
Yeah.
So
Like this
yeah.
guy right here.
Yeah.
And the Chevy sim, maybe an hour max.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So like we don't really have any clue going in.
That makes your job incredibly tough. Trying to
Especially at like the Mexicos and the Chicago street course, and obviously what we're doing next year at San Diego. So I got to figure that out, which is part of the move to the alignment with Chevrolet and the ability to actually get a few laps before I pop in there for a 20-minute practice.
So speaking of San Diego, obviously it's a track that nobody has seen, doesn't actually exist yet, and hasn't been built. How do you even prepare for that? Like going into race week, are you just like looking at the track layout and being like, all right, I hope this is
so.
here. I get. Yeah.
I hope they upload it into iRacing because that's what Chicago did.
Yeah.
I made a lot of laps on it that year. I think I'll get some sim time, but other than that, man, it's like just like walking the track never does anything for me. I just do it because everybody else does it. And if I don't, then I don't care. So I don't know. I have no plan going in. Probably track maps and just get there early, I guess. I don't know.
So I'm a big proponent of the Chicago street course. Cam, not so much of it, but I was in Chicago a couple weeks ago for work, and I ran the street course in the morning just to see what it was like, because I've only ever been there for the race, and seeing it without the race there was odd. But you talking about the track walk doesn't do anything for you. Having ran around the streets of that entire thing did absolutely nothing for me in terms of sight lines. The only thing I saw was going into turn 7, which is up and over the bridge where the trains run underneath. I was like, oh, this is just kind of blind until you crest it. And then from there, it was
just a wall. Yeah.
Yeah. Then just a wall. Yeah. But yeah, I didn't pick up anything that I was like, even just walking it probably wouldn't have taught me.
No, I just bend down, look at the asphalt or concrete, pretend like I know what I'm talking about, and listen to like Michael McDowell. Like he usually has a good idea of what's going on. Follow him around at Sonoma and Chicago. But you just cheat on their homework. That's pretty much all you can do.
Speaking of McDowell, you caught Michael McDowell in the windshield at Watkins Glen.
Balicki.
Oh, it was Balicki.
Yeah, it was
You're
Balicki.
right.
It was my
You're
teammate.
Right. I got my crashes mixed up there. You're right. It was Balicki. After that happened, just walk me through sort of what went through your mind, because we messaged back and forth after that, and I couldn't believe the amount of damage.
Luckily, it wasn't the windshield that went through his mind.
Yes.
Dude, I had to push the Earnhardt bar out of the way to get out of the car. I thought I was going to have an Ellis bar. So I was pretty stoked about that. That's the closest I think I've ever been to dying. I mean, like, shout out to NASCAR safety, not just saying that as a talking point, but I ate a car like in the windshield at 110 miles an hour, like directly here. It was insane. I wish like there was an in-car camera for that, because I had one for a lot of the Tableau races and we didn't for that one. But yeah, Balicki got hit by Sieg. He went up in the air, and I saw it. And at the last second, I have data to prove this, which is cool. I saw him start to come back down like a Final Destination scene.
Right.
And I gasped back up and kind of just ducked, because I knew if I waited longer, it would obviously just like take the top off the car. So I tried to hit him with the roof, and it caught it right in between. So like you can see on SMT that like my throttle trace just spikes right in the last, I don't know, however many yards or whatever, but yeah, blew through rear end, and then fluid shot through the windshield.
Oh.
And so hot rear end fluid poured all over my face, eyes, and I was trying to get out of the car. Thought I was going to burn alive. Get out and get to the care center. I'm like, this is going to get an interview. And then no interview. I was like, cool. 2 crew members from DGM were crying at the care center because they thought I was dead.
Oh my God.
So it was like a really out of body experience. And I was like, I called my wife. I'm like, I feel invincible. Like, I should feel like I'm going to die any second, but I was like, I can't die. Clearly, it's impossible for me to die. I should have died. So I had like this adrenaline rush for, I think I carried through Daytona. So
I bet
it was freaking wild.
Yeah, the pictures, I still just can't get over, like you talk about, it blew through the Earnhardt bar. And credit to NASCAR. It's so easy right now for everybody to, talk shit about NASCAR. When it comes to safety, NASCAR has gone above and beyond, making these cars incredibly safe. But like, I could stick my hand through from the cockpit. Like if I was sitting in the car, like you could have stuck your hand out the windshield, like where disconnected from. It was just glad to see you walk away from it because that was one of the bigger wrecks. Poor Balicki, twice this year. He's been in just absolutely gigantic. Yeah. He was the one at Daytona, right? That got absolutely clobbered.
Yeah. By Wreck-It.
Yeah, by
Wreck-It right.
Dude, I almost got killed in that one too. He drove through like my front end on the way in to hit him. So that one I didn't see coming. Yeah.
I remember standing on the wall for that and just watching it because we were coming into pit.
Yeah.
I was standing on the wall and just watching him get clobbered.
I thought it was like a missile. I thought somebody shot a missile from the grandstands because, like, from my perspective, it was just a blur, and then Balicki was flying again, obviously.
Poor Balicki.
And I was just like, "Oh my god, holy crap, Josh is dead!" Like, and no, he's fine. Finished the race. By the way, do I have like the strangest filter ever right now, or is it just on my side?
I think it might just be on your side. You look normal.
Yeah, you look normal.
I look like they've like filtered all the facial features out of me in bright red on my side. So
you're not bright red. It does have your teeth looking like they're just one solid white piece. But
I'll take
other
that.
than that, yeah, like they look, teeth look impeccable.
What's your favorite track?
Oh, dude, I hate them all at some point. I've loved them all and I've hated them all. I said Dover up until this year. We were terrible there. Richmond, been terrible there once or twice. Probably Phoenix, honestly. I don't know if that's a sexy answer, but always had good runs there. But Richmond, just home track, kind of similar to Phoenix. Patience, save tires, all the fun stuff about it. But yeah, I'm looking at the schedule here. Rockingham was fun, but hopefully
Rockingham looks fun. Yeah,
it was insane. Yeah, it felt like Dover, but with harder walls. Yeah.
That place was so hot that day too.
Was it? I didn't run the whole race, so I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, Dover.
Did you?
At Rockingham, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I got in the back of like Clements, I think, or Kyle Sieg.
Yeah.
You talked about avoiding death earlier with the Balicki crash. You also avoided death with the flight to Mexico as well. Yeah. You were, I don't know if people know this, but you were on the NASCAR flight that was going down, and they pulled one of the oldest planes, a Boeing 727. Is that what it was?
I don't know, but you can find the video on YouTube of the engine blowing. And
the engine blew on takeoff, which is never ideal.
Not optimal. No.
So I tweeted about it and you were like, dude, I was on it. And it was terrifying. And I was like, that's literally worst case scenario for me. I like flying. It's the takeoff that gets me every time. And if that happened, I'd be like, yeah, guess what? We're not going. We're just
that was what I did. I was the only one like, get me the fuck off this plane. Like, I'm done. I don't care what they say, because they had a fire truck pull up and they're like, well, they put the fire out or whatever. We're clear. I'm like, no, we're not clear. I'm getting an American Airlines flight. You guys can do whatever the hell you want. So I just like bought the last seat on the flight through Miami. That was like a 5 a.m. flight. And I said I was done. Like the flights that we've been on, like Conci, Scare, and Victory and Champion, you'll get flight anxiety pretty quick. Yeah, it's not.
Hey, the Victory flights are not that bad.
Yeah, I agree, but it's like the occasional ones where you're like kind of hanging on. You see the kids, like the driver kids, hit the ceiling, and you're like, "All right, I'm done. I'm just gonna check out for a while."
Especially the ones back from Vegas or something like that, when it's like 2 a.m. and you're like, "What?" Dude,
I've seen like McDowell's 9 kids hit the ceiling and roll down the aisle before because they weren't buckled in. So like, I don't have a lot of faith in those, but they do the job.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, for all the horror stories that we hear, like, you guys make it back every single time. But I've heard enough of these stories now to be like, I kicked around the idea of getting a job in the sport. And I'm like, I don't want to if I have to fly this. Like, I'm good. I
have that same thought every takeoff. I'm like, why do I do this? I can just drive here. I don't care if it's Las Vegas or Phoenix. I'm like, I don't have to fly here.
Or just take a commercial flight. Like, I'll make it work.
Yeah. It's funny. So like, everyone wants to take like Victory or Champion and not have to worry about commercial.
Yeah.
Me, I was like, if we're going out west, put me on an American flight that's a straight flight, don't have to stop. I get Wi-Fi and TV, and it's a better flight. Yeah, Put me on a commercial.
That was my deal this year. Yep, everything but West Coast was on Victory. On West Coast, it was all American Airlines.
Yeah,
Not
and
bad.
you get the points.
So there's no Wi-Fi on Victory?
No.
Oh my God. I don't know why I'm surprised by that. Like clearly, like that's an expense that's not worth it, but damn.
No, dude, it's you get a sandwich, a couple drinks, and on for the bumps.
Like flying in the 90s. Or
you land in like Salina, Kansas, or somewhere in Texas or wherever, and you just get like all your life updates at once, and then right back up in the air.
Have you done OKC? Have you landed in OKC yet?
I'm sure I have, but it's been like a few years since I've flown out west on those.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. We landed in OKC for one, and they had Little Caesars pizza waiting for us.
Oh, hot and ready.
That'd be cool.
So that was nice, but you got to think, we're all adult. Most of us athlete football players and stuff like that.
Home sucks, yeah.
Dude, no, the flight out, the rest of the flight sucked because our stomachs were tore up.
I always think the flight back sucks because nobody showered, and it's like everybody's miserable, and it's 4 a.m. getting on and off the plane. You don't know where you are, probably miserable.
Yep. And then when I lived from Statesville, I was an hour and a half from Statesville when I was there. So landing at 4 a.m., driving back home, and I would literally crawl into bed and just lay there. And I'm like, I don't even care about a shower at this point. I'm just laying in bed.
I can't, yeah.
See, this is a glamorous side of the sport that so many people just aren't aware of.
That and parking. Like, I don't think anybody realizes that the teams usually park behind the tailgaters and behind like all the regular race fans. Like Charlotte, for example, it takes me longer to drive to the track than it does to walk in.
Yep.
Like a 25-minute walk in, 20-minute walk in, 15-minute drive there.
Yeah.
So
Charlotte's awful.
I hear everybody talk about truck drivers love to talk about how much they don't like Charlotte just because they're like, everybody says it's your home race. They're like, it's the most busy race of the year for us. We're inconvenienced with everything. I was at Martinsville in the fall, and I never paid attention to where they park the haulers at for Xfinity. That sucks. Like that's not even convenient at all.
Man, I DNQ'd like one of my first races with Alpha Prime. We had like top 15 run, and then DNQ'd at Martinsville and had to do that long walk up the hauler. And I just remember I just was like, F it, I don't care what's in there. And I just got in my car and drove home. I didn't even like plug my phone in, had nothing. So yeah, I was just pissed off, ready to find a cliff. Didn't matter where.
Yeah, if people aren't familiar, the haulers are like up a hill outside of the turn 4 area behind like parking, merch haulers, everything else. Like you guys are just up out of the way. Not convenient.
No,
whatsoever. So,
not at all.
Yeah, I never paid attention to that before.
Yeah, I was telling you, I think when we talked about it after Martinsville, we used to Friday night before the truck race, go up to the Xfinity hauler, get all of our stuff, and then just leave it in our cars so we didn't have to go back up there.
I get changed in the care center because I just bring all my stuff in a suitcase, and then me, Brennan, Jeb Burton, like we have this little secret area that we're able to go in and change, but everybody else goes and changes in their car. Like it's like Little League baseball.
Oh, I changed on pit road. What are you talking about? In the garage area.
I'm just going to be in the background of some like cup practice shot, butt naked. So
Every single one of us, that's where we change. I've changed on pit road.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, like right behind, right where, essentially where all the trucks are.
Yep.
Right there. Like, that's where we changed.
In terms of, now that we're on the topic of tracks, in terms of conveniences, which one's the best for you?
Most convenient? I mean, probably Charlotte, just because. I mean, like Martinsville, the track logistics suck. Darlington is like, it is a throwback every time you go there because there's no like infrastructure, like at all.
Nothing.
So probably Charlotte.
Okay.
No, there's nothing.
I don't know. Daytona's not bad.
Daytona's, if you're good at getting in and out, like you can get in and out of Daytona pretty easily.
It also depends on what time you get there, because if you get there later and you have to go to the other team part, like if you're in Xfinity and you have to go to the Truck Series parking lot, that's awful because then you got to walk the whole front stretch.
There's a lot of bad ones like Sonoma, Phoenix. I mean, Indy sucks in every
Indy's
way.
terrible.
Indy's terrible as a fan. I can't imagine Indy as team member.
I told the security worker I was going to run him over because they were like, they weren't going to let me in for Brickyard 400 qualifying. Like, this is like my life's dream. I'm not going to let you keep me from qualifying. I promise you.
Was it one of the yellow shirts?
Yeah.
It's always the yellow shirt.
Always the yellow shirt. Yeah, Cam, wasn't it you said you had to park outside the racetrack to come in or something like that?
Well, I had a teammate that had to park outside the racetrack because they didn't have a pass and walk in.
Yep.
We got into a Indy NXT test there one time by just faking that we had a placard up, and they just waved us on through. So not all the time are their yellow shirts a pain in the ass.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
You can fake it till you make it. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah. At 99% of tracks.
No experience about the faking it or until you make it, right, Cam? Chicago, nothing. Nope.
Hey! We're not going there.
The hottest race of the year for me, Chicago this year. That was miserable.
I don't know.
I remember I brought 2 shirts. For the track walk, but that's about all I remember. Actually, me and Benedetto wore the tank tops.
Oh, smart. Yes.
I'm trying to think of the first one. That was pretty miserable. Usually it's Nashville. Nashville's like.
I was going to say, usually it's Nashville. This year, Nashville wasn't that bad, though.
It's because it was a month earlier and also a night race, right?
Night race, too, yeah. It's a night race next year, too, right?
But even the night races there are usually miserable.
Yeah, we've only had in the middle of summer.
And O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly, yes.
How do you feel about that?
That's the first time I've said it. So I don't know what we're going to call it, though, because it's got to just be the O'Reilly series, right?
O'Reilly series, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I
can't do the jingle. No.
You have to do the jingle.
If they do the incentive, you have to do the jingle, right? Like
you have to.
So I'm probably the most poor guy in our series. I'm pretty proud of that, like, honestly. And I don't do it. And Connor Zilic and all those guys are dropping it like hundreds of times a broadcast.
Oh my God.
It's driving me crazy. Because it's a lot of money. Like, it would make a significant difference in me and my wife's life if we actually got that money. But I'm just like too stubborn to do that. I can't ruin my life.
Ones, right?
Like, it was a pretty decent amount of money each time you said it, right?
It was like 500 if you said it on TV.
Yeah,
or 750, 1,000. I don't know. I didn't get on TV very often, and when I did, it wasn't for good things, so I didn't often talk about it. Yeah,
but Zilic is just cashing checks because that dude was on every practice, qualifying, and race.
Yep.
Like,
that's insane.
No, I'm with you. Don't sell out. There's a reason we don't have.
I still have enough ways, man. I really can't do another one. Yeah,
just go on there and try not to say the.
Just say all the competitors of O'Reilly, right?
Yeah. AutoZone. The acronym for the O'Reilly Auto Parts series is actually going to piss me off this year. Yeah. Well,
no apps. Yeah.
No apps is
what?
Well, so it's been done a couple different ways. That's no apps, NOAPS, or some people have been putting the R in there, so NORAPS.
Norps.
Can we just
no rabs?
Maybe we just call NAS, NASCAR O'Reilly series, like.
I like that.
Then NAS is going to get mad about it. So,
it's another lawsuit. What are we going to do?
We've already got enough lawsuits going on.
We've got enough on our hands right now. Have you followed? We don't have to get into it, but have you followed it at all?
I listened to Gluck's podcast yesterday.
Yeah,
just to kind of catch up on it. I don't think that's actually something that I'm curious if it has any possible way of affecting our series, like the O'Reilly series or drivers that have driven in the Cup series. And I asked, I think Gluck that or Bob Pockris in the past, and they said probably not. But
no, I don't think that. Yeah, I don't. Just from what they've kind of talked about, I don't think your series or anything is at risk. There's obviously the talk about having to maybe sell off things, but I don't think it makes sense to break apart like the core 3 national series. Like, there's other options there. But I think you guys are set. Just continue to do your thing on the CW and go from there.
Bet Denny Hamlin money, right?
Yeah. So when you see a number like that, are you like, damn?
It was more than I thought.
Same.
I thought he was like at 7 to 9.
See, it was less than I thought.
Okay, I thought he was at 10. So that's kind of the ballpark I was.
Yeah, I thought it was probably a single digit, but a big single digit. And I feel like, and this is just a complete guess, I'm not nearly in the loop with these things like I used to be, but 20 drivers in the Cup Series make $1 million. That might be like 10 higher than it is. I have no idea. It could be like 6 or 8 guys. I have no idea.
I feel like it's probably around that.
Yeah, I would say probably around there. 15 to 20, I think, would be a safe bet for the most part, just based on some of the numbers that like I've heard from some people that are in trucks and O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. Now, I wouldn't be shocked if there was like 15 to 20 guys in the Cup Series that were making $1 million from there. But yeah, I don't think fans maybe necessarily understand how big the discrepancy is in like pay, or like how little some people are getting paid.
I made more as a PR guy than I did for most of my driving career.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. Like,
my wife made more than me for the last couple of years, and she's a nurse. She makes good money, but like not like a surgeon or anything. She's a nurse at the VA, so like she's on government deals, and yeah, they don't realize that we're pretty much probably making less than their parents.
Yeah, I think that there's like just a lack of education there. Obviously, the sport doesn't really like to talk about salaries and things like that.
Honestly, I would say most of the pit crew guys are making more than the drivers.
Yeah, I think I learned that what were the roles? The executives at NASCAR, they make significantly more than we
Scott Prime makes $400,000 a year. We learned that today.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever make $400,000 in my life, but that'd be cool. Yeah, just throughout my entire life, if I can make that.
I saw the Couch Racer account, which is obviously Brett Griffin hiding behind that account. I shouldn't say hiding, tweeting from that account. Say that spotters are making $200,000 a year now.
Yeah, I learned that today too.
Yeah, it's just insane.
So what you're saying is you need to go be a spotter now, Ryan.
Well, it makes sense because you think about like what they make on the Cup side, and then the Xfinity and truck. That's probably another $1,000-$2,000 a week.
Right.
It adds up, but yeah, I mean, not that I'm complaining at all, like, because I'm just honestly happy to be here. That's why I just don't do much. I'm just going to shut up and drive the race car. But it'd be nice if we made a little bit more money for potentially dying occasionally, but I'm not going to complain about it.
No, I mean, it's hard to complain when you drive a race car, but at the same time, it's like, you would like to.
Yeah, we complain a lot, so we'll find something to complain about.
Drivers always find something to complain about.
Valid complaints. Yes. Random off the topic we're talking about question here. You drove MX5 cars in MX5 Cup. Is that as fun?
Playboy MX5 Cup.
What'd you say?
It was Playboy Mazda MX5
Yes, okay.
Cup.
That's what I was going to bring that up as well. So 2 things. One, did they send models to the racetrack for the grid?
Yes.
They did. Okay.
That was like 15. Yeah.
Oh, you loved every second of it.
Dude, I was just like, I don't know if it's weird for me to be like, take a picture with them or what.
Right.
Just happy to be here kind of thing.
Happy to be here. Are they as fun as they look to drive at least?
They were just a completely different type of tire than I'd ever raced. Like I ran the top 5 of however many cars when they're 30 or whatever. And it was so much fun. And like I spun myself 2 days in a row at VIR. So it was just a little bit more edgy than I think I would have thought going in. But I mean, I'd love to do it again. But the problem is they're like the same cost per week, I think, as like a truck series ride. For like that Martinsville thing, like it was within 50%, which I know that's a big difference, but like
still
for MX5 Cup to truck or Xfinity, that's kind of wild.
That's disheartening because part of me really wanted to like buy an MX5 car and do this, but well, 2 things working against me. 1, I just found out how expensive it is, and 2, I don't think I'm gonna fit.
From that's like a customer deal. That's like I think like no crash clause, like rented for the double header. I'm assuming you could still like do an SCCA deal for like maybe not MX5 Cup, but for a good bit less than that. But maybe Daytona for like 15 grand, 20. I don't know. It still seems like that might even be low, which is crazy.
Listen, Breakard might just have to take all the profits and put it into doing an MX5 race.
I think you should.
As long as my head is beneath.
I was about to say, are you gonna like? We're not small people here, Matt.
No, so I was just thinking, like at 6'5", like I think my head is going to not
Fred Flintstone it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to need a custom built frame.
You'd be like Michael Waltrip. We'll just put a little bump on it for you.
Do the Cletus McFarlane, and I'll just jump straight to ARCA. Actually,
there you go.
No,
there you go.
Yeah, that I don't know where he's going to end up, but He's moving up quickly.
Yeah, he is.
Potentially, yeah.
When you got Greg Biffle behind you, right? Like
he's got a lot of people behind him. I feel like a lot of people are jumping on that bandwagon, and like I like his content and like all the stuff, but I feel like if I go up there, it's almost not authentic and like talk to him because everybody else I feel like is just creating that connection for clout and sponsorship. I'm like, I'm good. He probably gets bugged enough.
So he gets bugged so much. I've talked to people that are like in that Cleats McFarland universe with them, and they were like at Daytona. They're like, "Oh, do you want to go say hi?" And I was like, as much as I want to, yeah, but at the same time, no, because there's 800 people that are around him right now. Like, I don't want to be another person to bother him at this point.
I don't know how he can focus on driving at all when he's like streaming it and doing all the other things. But different life.
Special talent, that's for dang sure.
Special talent, and the fact that he does content while he's driving the race car, knowing that the in-car camera is on him, I think is actually impressive.
Yep.
For the most part, but
it's awesome.
So
with you being
but
say again.
I said I was going to at Talladega because we had that Ricky Bobby car, but we blew up like right at the end of stage 2. So
damn it,
didn't get the chance.
With you being at Young's, any chance of you running some truck this year?
I haven't talked to them to see like what their truck plans are. Like I've texted Tyler maybe 20 times back and forth. I don't know if we've ever called each other. And I've been to the shop once. So like the off season is wild. I never went to DGM shop because it's in Florida. So and my second kid was born like a week before Daytona. So we were going to couple that trip up. It just didn't work out. But yeah, I don't even remember what you asked. Young's and trucks.
Yeah,
probably not. It was something that was appealing to me, but I don't even know if they're going to run trucks. So I have no clue.
Really?
I just don't know. Like that's how out of the loop I am with my own. I don't know who's driving the 42. Like
I was going to ask if you're going to have a teammate or not as well, because there's been some talk there.
We're going to do a second car. I just don't know who the driver is.
Okay, fair.
Where did Anthony go?
Shh.
He didn't.
We don't know.
Remember, he tried to break the 42 last time.
We don't know.
Hey, I did not. I did not.
I was like watching. I'm like, I'm going to just jokingly say something. I don't really care. They say it.
Yeah. Yeah, people remember. I don't know if it was after Martinsville or after Phoenix, whichever one we were talking about. We were talking. Cam said he knew the driver of the 42, and we were like, "Oh, the driver texted us." That was Ryan, obviously.
Yeah, I was very much on like media watch that week to see like how that whole thing went down because it was so weird for me. I just was like, that whole 10-day, 2-week span was just kind of a blur.
A good blur. Yeah. I think you guys are running well this year.
I was going to say I have a good relationship with the DGM. Like I really do. But it was funny because I didn't know they were going to put that post out, and I just get out of the car and I was like, "What the hell is going on here?"
Yeah, that was like mid-race, wasn't it? Or like at the very end of the race?
Yeah, they said it was like during pace laps.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, I guess they were mad at us." But yeah, it was a miscommunication on like our side of our plans. So they had the right to do what they did. It was just really awkward, and I didn't know how to handle any of it. So I just went in my little bubble and just hung out again.
I appreciate that about you. You were just like, I don't want to deal with this.
Dude, yeah. I had the Benedetto to lean on. He was in his own little, hiatus as well. So I was like, I'll just talk to him. We'll be good.
Got the former Matt Benedetto PR guy.
Yep.
Ryan Ellis. Yeah. Yeah, he got the boot with
I forgot about that.
3 races to go this year. 4 races
he found out on his fuel stop in Kansas.
Oh, good. That's always where you want to learn.
3 in the morning.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
So that's just so brutal. Like, can we just not wait until the guy gets home?
Like, can we not finish the race?
Hey, I guess I didn't get told. I just didn't know it was going to be public news that I wasn't returning. But yeah, he got a little bit worse end of the stick than I did.
Yeah. So yeah, it was with Viking for people that aren't familiar. It was with Viking in the 99 up until like 3 or 4 races to go in the season. Got removed from the car and they put Connor Mozak in the car there. Mozak obviously brought a little bit of funding with him as well, and that team has Parker Retzloff for.
Let's say Parker's in it this year, isn't he?
Ryan, do you own any pairs of
2 cars probably.
Are
Oh,
they doing 2 cars?
well, they bought those Kala cars, so they've got some inventory now.
Yes, they got inventory.
Do you own any pairs of Air Jordan 1s by chance? You do.
Yeah, the 07s or whatever they call them.
I have no idea. I don't own any of these shoes. All I know is
the
that
driver shoe.
every driver owns them, and then every release video they're just wearing the same Jordans, and it's pretty easy to pick them out.
I didn't want to do 2 trips to Young's because that's me, and it's a 45-minute drive. But I was gonna buy Parker Retzlaff's shoes on eBay, and I was gonna like leak it because that's how his whole thing got leaked. So I was gonna jokingly just put those on and go up to the shop. But yeah, it's kind of the driver shoe. I used to just wear the checkered Vans to the track, and then everybody told me I was a loser. So peer pressure got me.
Were they the slip-ons at least?
Yeah. They were
convenient.
If you're going to do the checkerboard Vans, they have to be the slip-ons.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody's told me I was looked like a loser, so I asked my guy to tell me what to wear, and he picked the 07. So I've just been going with that for like 2 years now.
No, it was the Parker thing. I tweeted out that it was Parker based on his shoes, and Raja Caruso's like, what the Jordan 1 lows have now become the old Vans for Xfinity drivers, and that's all that they wear.
Yeah. I still suck then. Yeah, cool.
No, I think it's just funny how like it just follows the trend of it going there. But
it's like rope hats. Yeah, well, rope hats are kind of a universal thing, but yeah. The Jordans are definitely a driver thing.
100% a driver thing.
Me too.
All right, so last thing that I have real quick here. You've made 6 Cup Series starts in your career. Any chance we ever see you do that again?
Sorry, my wife busted.
Oh, you're fine.
I had to prove that she's real, or just pay the door to open itself. I don't know. I don't I want to run the Daytona 500 before I die, and I don't care how I do it. But I don't have any aspirations to do it outside of that, just because of where it's at now. The amount of money you have to find just to make a start in like a pretty competitive car. When I was at BK, I felt like we were actually racing people. Like we were racing Menard and the Tommy Baldwin cars. We were faster than certain cars, so it felt like we're actually there for a reason. There's really not a lot of bad cars in there now, but like the ones that I could probably buy myself into are the ones that are like really part-time, obviously. So I don't see it happening. I definitely would do truck stuff before that, though.
Hell yeah. I love that you said you're racing Menard, and keep in mind Menard was like in an RCR car.
Oh, yeah, he flicked me off all the way down the back straight, and I was like, well, I'm going to kill this.
So that's a good point.
Cool to get a beef with him, though, because I at least knew who he was. I passed Tony Stewart, and I think he flicked me off, and he was my hero, and I was stoked because I got fresh tires, and he had some older stuff, and I did everything I could to pass him once.
What race was that?
I think it was Texas, Texas or Richmond. I only ran like 3 or 4 with BK.
Yeah, you ran 3: Richmond, Indy, and Texas. Yeah,
they all went. Texas, we got stuck in gear. Indy, we ran out of gas. In Richmond, we were just kind of terrible. So results aren't good. You can't finish 43rd anymore, so it's hard to beat those stats.
You never finished 43rd, so that's a good thing. Indy, you ran out of gas and still finished 32nd. So
yeah, I ran out of gas on the white flag, so that sucked because we would have been top 26 or 7 or whatever. They wrecked half the field into one. I think Carl Edwards was in that deal. I got to be in some cool races though. The one where Carl Edwards and Kyle Busch moved each other at Richmond. I was that car right before that. Got the race with Tony, Jeff Gordon, a lot of those legends.
No, see, I think that's actually a really cool aspect of it. Like the fact that you got to race with those guys. Getting flipped off, is that something that bothers you?
Yes.
Does it? Okay.
Way more than it should, yeah.
Because I feel like it's split down the middle. For some drivers, they're like, I don't give a shit. Flip me off, whatever. Other drivers, like, if they get flipped off, they're just pissed.
Yeah, I'm like an 18-year-old kid flicking me off, and I'm just trying to like stay out of the way and just like mind my own business. And Sam Mayer is the worst at it, dude. I probably get flicked off by him every race. Like I don't know why this whole thing started, but yeah, I don't get the finger often. It's like
unless it's Sam Mayer.
Yeah, I've given the finger a good bit. I threw it to Chris Wright on the Mexico City onboard, and I held it out there for like the entire lap just to make sure it was on there.
As you should.
Should be what you do every time you pass him, regardless if you did anything or not. But
yeah. like I've gotten into it with people, but I feel like if you throw the middle finger, you got to be ready to like do that in their face. And if you do that in their face, then you got to be ready to fight. But nobody in our side of the garage can afford to fight. So it's like, yeah, you gotta leave the track to do it anyhow.
One thing that I wonder about a lot, because we see this in the truck series and in like Cars Tour and stuff, when you have guys that are, you're 35, 36?
36.
Okay. But when you're racing a 17-year-old like you're going to be doing this year in the O'Reilly Auto Parts series, how does that affect you? Because like clearly you can't do anything to them, right? So like, is it one of those situations where you're just like, they're 17, I don't give a shit about this, like, and let it go, or do you go down and say something?
Next year, it's probably more of that.
Okay,
I think it takes me 2/3 of the year to get pissed off, and then by the end of the year, I'm like ready to wreck everybody.
Right.
I start the years too like melancholy. I'm just like whatever. Like they'll figure it out throughout the year, and then they never do. The young kids are often in the best cars, so I don't often end up racing them too often. The exceptions being like Leland and guessing some of the part-time guys, and they would generally race with respect, and like Leland's had his incidents, but he's learned from them. And I don't know. I just haven't had too many incidents with him. I think like I have a lot of respect for the guys that raced a lot, like Brennan and Jeremy Clements and DiBenedetto when he was in our series, and we kind of just do our own thing. And that's why when the Martinsville stuff happens and we have to go to a driver's meeting, we're like, feel like we could be exempt, but
we didn't do anything.
Yeah.
It's probably like Jeb gets so pissed off after like Martinsville, a situation like that, where I would say Jeb typically runs pretty clean for the most part. He's one of those guys that's like you, been grinding, found his sponsors, does everything like that. And so then when you get dumped for essentially no reason, that, you know, that shit pisses you off.
I said on the radio, I think he's wrecked like at least 50% of the last 3 years of Martinsville across the line. Like it's always across the line. He's blasting the inside wall out, like turn one wall. It's kind of a given at this point. Me and Jeb, I think we used to have like a tiff or whatever, and throughout this year came Fred. So
okay,
there you go.
Well,
I don't really know if I have a rival right now.
What I appreciate about Jeb is it doesn't matter how good his day has gone. He's always getting out of the car, and he always looks like he's pissed off at somebody.
Yeah, he's just kind of got that resting bitch face, I guess.
Yeah, he does.
Maybe he didn't. Maybe he liked me the whole time. I have no idea. Maybe I just thought he didn't like me because of his face.
He could be Chris Wright, and everyone hates him. So I mean, you kind of do have a rival because everyone hates Chris Wright.
It is weird when you go to like the intro stage and nobody talks to you. Yeah. I mean, Chris didn't run that often, so I didn't like watch him or anything. Usually it's just like the people doing their first, second race, and they don't really have a group. But like ours is just the old guy group that runs between 18th and 28th.
Right. That's everybody hangs out together.
Yeah.
But you guys put on good racing. Like, that's one thing I wish that the broadcast would show more is like the mid pack. Not that you guys are beating the crap out of each other, but like you're racing hard, and like the show is better there than what's at the front half the time.
Yeah, we have the same anger and frustration with each other that the guys in the front do. You just don't see it on TV. Like I've gotten into it with Brennan when he was my teammate. Probably every drive around. I feel like I go up to Jeremy Clements and apologize every single week because we're friends. And I'm like, kind of took advantage of here or there. And cars are just a lot of fun to drive. And like you have to kind of race like a dick, especially the first 3 to 5 laps firing off just to maintain track position.
Yeah.
Would you say that this Xfinity car is your favorite car to drive?
Like that's 90% of why I don't want to go anywhere else is because it's the most fun. Trucks are a little wogue down, like they don't have enough power. The side force matters so much. Dirty air sucks, but our cars, like you can get around that a little bit, slide around. I mean, they're not. When we had the skew like we did a few years ago, it was way better for small teams. I think that really hurt us when they changed that rule. Because like when I was at Alpha Prime, we were top 15 every week. I mean, I know the series has gotten way more competitive, but like that hurt us immediately when they did that.
Yeah.
You got a compliment here, Ryan, from Mel Jones, who said that you look like you're 25.
Asian. So. I'm Asian. We look like we're like 20 years younger until we're like 50, and then 50. We look 80 overnight.
Yeah. But at least the good years, you look young.
I'm going for that. Yeah, I won't put my age in my marketing decks anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't? Smart.
Oh, I'll probably start because I just turned 36 like a few days ago. So I got that sounds old. 35 was old, but 36 is definitely old.
You mentioning your marketing deck just clicked in my head. You sent me a marketing deck one time for a company I used to work at.
No way.
I'll tell you off air, or I'll text it to you.
When was it?
I'll text it to you because I don't work there anymore, and I didn't really enjoy.
No way. I wonder if it was like my template. I have a template that I use now, or if it was like me.
There was a marketing manager over here.
You did.
Yeah,
I had the money to spend too, but there was no way I was ever going to convince them to.
Yeah, you don't want to lose your job over it.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I realized is we're not selling them on a NASCAR sponsorship. Most people like think it's fun, exciting, and like a good way to spend their money, but we're selling them how they're not going to lose their job. Because it's like it's not social media, digital advertising, which is like I put X in, I get Y.
Mm-hmm.
We're telling them the reasons they won't get fired because of what we do. And like once I realized that, it was like, oh, this is so much easier.
100%. My biggest thing, like, that's what I do for a living is marketing. So I have a budget each month, and I'm like, I have a good budget, and I want to convince them to do like a one-off somewhere. And my whole thing is I balance the whole like, you want to perform, right? Like that's the goal here. But at the same time, like if I can just take C-suite with me to the racetrack, and they get that access,
that's everything.
Yeah, that's everything.
Yeah.
I met one of your sponsors at Martinsville, nicest dudes, and they were just pumped to be on pit road. Like that's what it comes down to. Like
they're kind of pumped to do anything though, but that group's like
they seem like a fun time.
Yeah, they just like grilling hot dogs and cheeseburgers, and
there you go.
Basically watching racing.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So Young's Motorsports.
I'm sorry, I was gonna say it's so different now because I think everybody was selling branding, millions of viewers, whatever. Like now it's like, here's our partnership network. Here's how we can bring you immediate business. Here's our at-track hospitality. Here's 6 testimonials from B2B companies, manufacturing to elevator servicing to this to that, and different activations that we've created. And you're just showing them all the other things, and the scheme kind of sells itself, obviously.
Yeah, 100%. And now, like, you've got a full year's worth of data from CW as well. Not that that's going to like play a ton into it, but like, you average 1 million, and that's huge. Like, that's when it comes to marketing dollars and eyes on the sport. Like, that number looks so much better than 780,000 or whatever.
Yeah,
it would have been.
Really
so,
does.
Yeah,
especially with like Tableau, like they do so much with CW for you on the broadcast every week. I feel like so.
We're gonna have a bunch of in-car cameras next year. Like I've never had any of that stuff till this year, so it's completely different. I've never even had seats till last year, and like now I got all carbon fiber seats. Like we're big top.
Was it a generic seat?
I just used whatever Tommy Joe had, and then I got Parker Kligerman hit me when he lost his brakes at Indy and blasted me, and I thought like a IED went off in the car. I was in so much pain, so I was like, I have to figure this out. And bought a bunch of used LaJoy seats, and then saved up through like Tableau and some other sponsorship to get my own seats finally after like 10 years in NASCAR.
That's insane.
Better late than never. I'm glad you have one now though, because I can't imagine driving in somebody else's seat.
It sucks.
I was gonna say not the same body type as you. So
nope. I can't remember who I was using. It was like Kaz Gralla or like Tommy Joe some weeks. It felt like a Richard Petty driving experience seat because it was just a bucket, basically.
I was like, you and Tommy Joe are not the same.
No,
not at all.
Did you at least have an insert to put in?
No.
Like any sort of padding? Nothing?
Nothing. No, because like you have to buy it all. So like, it's insane. You think about buying 3 seats and a cool box. Like I think I did all that last year, and that's $30,000. And then you got to buy your license and all the other things that go along with it. Like it's half your salary pretty quick. Yeah,
buying your license every year feels like a scam.
Paying your entry fee every race weekend feels like a scam. Yeah.
We should really figure this out. Do you have to pay for your credential, or does your license just fall under?
It's part of our agreement. But like I remember when I was doing Go Fastest stuff, and I was working with Benedetto and LaJoy, and we spent over $100,000 a year just on credentials, like just on like the one hard cards basically.
Yeah, those hard cards aren't cheap.
No, I know. I talked about getting one for the media side of things. Not cheap.
Why do you think I did what I did in Chicago?
Legitimately got in, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Legitimately got in. He walked right in with me, never questioned a thing. Somehow walked along the track, along the fence while the track was hot.
Forgot.
Yeah, not sure how that happened.
So, on what's that street that was not up against the river but up against the hotels?
Michigan.
Is that Michigan?
Yeah.
So I was walking down Michigan with my buddy who was the gas man for Blicky, right? And so he and I were walking and trying to figure out how to get into the track.
Yep.
And we walk around, we turn the corner, and the hill right before you make the right to go onto pit road, right? There was a person standing there. We were like, hey, can we just cut through here? And they're like, yeah, sure. So we literally walked over the hill
on the
sidewalk while cup practice is going on.
That's insane.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
For people that don't know, he should have walked all the way around the art museum and then down the cup garage area to get to pit road. But yeah, Cam just straight up walked there. We got kicked out of the same spot on the other side of the track, the other bridge, because they were like, this is unsafe. You can't be standing here. Because I was right up against the fence with the camera, which was dumb. They were right about that. But yeah, that was.
We walked out that way too.
Well, so it's fine.
That event was so cool though. It never got a fair weekend. Weather-wise, logistics, it always sucked. I freaked out after the first one because we ran a 2-lap Xfinity race.
Oh my God.
It was all under caution, and then obviously it rained a lot with the cup stuff. So it never felt like they actually got a good way to sell it to Chicago. I hope we do it in another city. I'm probably one of the few people in the industry that wants that, but it was so cool to be a part of and walk to the track and see new fans. Literally order DoorDash to our little driver lounge that we were in, which is the library or whatever.
I remember the first year they did credentials in one of the buildings, right there off the Michigan
Athletic Club. Yeah. That's where they did it at in 24 as well. Yeah. This year they brought the hauler and set that up down by the front. Yeah, no, I think the accessibility of it is my favorite part because we stayed right there. You just walk across the street and then you're into the racetrack. And when you're done, you can order food to have it delivered and it'll be at your hotel when you get there. So convenient.
But it sucked.
From a logistics standpoint, it sucked. Xfinity haulers parked down on Lakeshore. Awful.
Pushing the box all the way from pit road all the way back to Lakeshore.
Yeah.
Was awful. And the first year we did it, I was with BJ. And you remember the old Live Fast yellow box? Yeah. You know how hard that thing is to move? And we had to push the thing all the way back.
The worst part this year was them having to push everything through the crowd of people that were trying to leave at the same time. That was a nightmare on the Cup weekend. On the Xfinity weekend, they did a better job somehow about getting that figured out. But yeah, that logistics-wise, not great. Event-wise, very fun.
Yeah, I don't know where we would do it. I know that's a whole different conversation, but somewhere.
Denver.
I think that'd be awesome.
I think
that'd be awesome.
Fun as hell. Yeah. Do it there. Do it. Pacific Northwest deserves to have a cup race at some point, whether that's a street race or PIR gets upgraded.
But this year I had no crowd. That sucked to see. It was pretty easy to see right on the wall. Felt like a SCCA test day. It was dead.
Really?
Yeah.
Arca West was there, right? So there was at least a undercard. Yeah.
Yeah, but it felt like there was almost 100% more people in the infield than in the stands.
Weird. It was later in the year this year, and it was 2 weeks from the IndyCar race too, I think, if I remember correctly.
It was pretty close to that,
yeah. That's a bummer. Infrastructure wise, though, it needs some work. But
yeah, there was a lot of porta potty use.
Yeah, that was the one complaint. Bathrooms and the lack of hookups on pit road.
Yeah, it was drivers all just lined up for one of two porta potties. I think the entire industry was.
I still don't understand why they don't put one porta potty for every 3 pit stalls.
Some tracks.
Some do.
Yeah.
But Most of them don't.
Yeah, Daytona does.
Yeah.
Daytona's good.
Daytona does. I'll never forget Kansas City. In Kansas, you have to go all the way back behind the garage.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to pee like a freaking racehorse. And we pitted, and I sprinted my ass to go.
Daytona by far, not that anybody cares about bathroom setups. Daytona by far has the best bathroom setup in terms of like the location in the garage area for them as well. Like especially the Cup garage, because you can just jump right off pit road and be in one in a second.
Atlanta's not bad.
I haven't been
at the end. Yeah,
Atlanta's not
kind of
bad.
like all the mile and a halves.
Yeah.
This is what Ryan expected to do on his Tuesday night, talk about bathrooms at racetracks.
I have nothing else to talk about. Yeah. My wife's not going to talk to me.
It's all right. I have a 4-month-old, so he yells at me all day. So
congrats, I got a 9-month-old, 10-month-old. So
is that your only, or you have multiple?
I got 2.
You have 2, so do I.
A 4-year-old and a 9-month-old. Yeah.
I'm 3 and 4 months.
I've got none. So
you got dogs?
I got dogs. That is true.
They're not the same. I know everybody says that. Like, you can't crate train a baby. We've tried.
You can't leave a baby at the house.
DHS rounds up on that. Yeah, no, I don't even have my girlfriend's on a work trip too, so I don't have anybody to talk to.
Alex is coming in here with college football.
Oh yeah, Ryan, do you care about college football? Nope.
I'm like only hockey.
Sorry,
Hockey.
Alex.
Okay.
Yeah,
Indiana's going to get rocked this weekend. Just letting you know right now, Alex.
I hardly watch. I don't even watch racing for the most part. I just watch hockey and play Battlefield.
Who's your team?
Who's your hockey team?
The Caps.
Okay. Because you're
from
Virginia,
aren't you?
That makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't choose that path by any means.
Hey, you won a Stanley Cup recent-ish.
It was the biggest achievement of my life, and I didn't do anything. Yep.
I mean, you could be a Reds fan like Matt.
Yeah, you could be a terrible sports fan like myself. Cincinnati Reds will never win anything.
Yep.
My college will also never win anything. So
I almost texted you.
Yeah. Ryan
almost
Ellis
texted
fans
you,
like
Matt.
my mom, my wife. Yeah, that's a worse path.
Yeah, that's a bad path. What were you saying, Cam?
I said I almost texted you the other day because I heard a rumor like before Kentucky signed their coach that Satterfield was going to Kentucky.
I would have packed his bags for him. I would have gone down to wherever he lives in Cincinnati. I'm not sure where he lives, which neighborhood, and I would have helped him to get him out of town. But no, his buyout's like $18 million.
By the way, Tableau's based in Cincinnati too.
Are they?
Yeah, Scripps is their parent company.
Oh, okay. That makes sense then. Great building. Phenomenal way to watch the ballpark from the top there.
Yeah, they're a massive company.
Yes, they are huge. The amount of Cincinnati-based sponsors in NASCAR never ceases to amaze me. Like Hendrick Motorsports got Cincinnati Inc., which is based here, the CNC machine. Mm-hmm. 75% of RFK's entire sponsorship is made up of Cincinnati companies. So you've had a couple on there.
Maybe that's a buying signal.
Yeah. Hey,
Cincinnati based.
RFK is, maybe going to run a 4th Cup car for the 500 at some point. Maybe you should just try to work.
Yeah, I don't think they'll let me in. Probably past the age gap there.
Well, the person that they're going to be is probably about your age.
Yeah, that is true.
Dude, I don't even watch these rumors. Like, you could name 10 drivers, and I wouldn't even know if half of them are real.
You know this one.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you know the.
You might not know him. You might know him personally, but are you texting it to him?
I texted it to him.
Oh, why?
Putting all our budget. Why from the team standpoint, or why from his standpoint?
Oh, I get his.
Yeah, his makes total sense. The
Yeah.
team, I assume the check's going to clear. So.
Okay.
You would hope the check clears.
Yeah, but
for his sake,
if you're going to take all of your budget.
No,
that would be a decent one to do it if it comes together.
Yeah. Huh.
And then he can go back to doing
other
he
stuff.
wants to do. Yeah.
Yeah. Finding his path. All right. Anything you want to plug here? Tableau, do you have any other sponsors? Or are they your full sponsor next year?
Tableau, we have Demco, Sweetwater Construction, but most of them are B2B based companies.
Yeah.
So other than like buy a Tableau and drink Four Loco, that's kind of like the limit of my B2C stuff.
Hey, I will say,
phenomenal.
We did the
Four
Christmas
Locos
party
stuff.
at Alpha Prime.
Yeah. Four Locos there.
The Four Locos hit.
I brought a ton. Yeah.
I remember that, man. We got absolutely hammered on Four Locos.
I remember I brought a bunch back on the flight back from Coda, and half of the crews had to sleep in their car because they had to sober up before they could drive home.
The crazy part, Ryan, I assume you remember the OG Four Locos from.
Oh yeah, it was like
college.
my first drink. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. We're
the
in
OG
the same
Four
age group.
Locos hit.
Yeah, we're all in the same age group, and those were deadly. Like
literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
maybe not literally. Yeah.
Not literally. No, sorry. Yeah, that was a figurative speech.
No, they killed a couple people died because of
Cam. They did not. Oh, Ryan's
it's a different recipe. It's a different recipe.
It's new.
It's improved. It's better
great.
now.
It was started by my fraternity too. And
Was it?
Yeah, the three guys that started started Four Loco were all Kappa Sigma guys.
Oh,
They made it in the fraternity house. Yeah.
Tie-in.
That actually checks out.
Yeah.
What I was going to say is they had great paint scheme this year, but also the video that they put together as well. Yes. With the Moonhead that did that.
Yep.
Yeah. Phenomenal. Like I watched that from a marketing standpoint and I was like, I love this. Like I want more of this.
And that's just me like texting Moon. I think I texted him the first time because he made a video for like Parker Kligerman and Camping World. And I was like, hey, just do the same thing, but do it for Four Loco. And we've just kind of embedded him into Four Loco since.
Right. He fits Four Loco, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like as a brand ambassador, like that's the guy I would want to to do it.
I'm 100% with you. We're doing it again this year.
Oh, hell yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. All right. So you can, Cam, do you have anything else before I wrap this up here?
Go Four Loco.
Go buy Four Locos.
They don't kill
buy a
people.
Tableau.
They don't.
Yeah, they don't. If you're into B2B, check out all of Ryan's other sponsors as well here. But you can find myself on social at BreakHard at BreakHard on TikTok. You can find Cam
at Closing Laps on TikTok and on Twitter.
And Ryan, you want to plug anything?
I'm just at Ryan Ellis Racing on everything. I don't have a TikTok, so
that's
Twitter,
smart.
Facebook, Instagram.
That's where you got to get your news from Matt.
No, because if I'm too Asian to have a TikTok, they'll think I'm spying on them or something. So I can't. Yeah.
That's even worse.
I know, right? Yeah, I got to create some separation. They didn't let me in the diversity program, so I can't own it.
That's a shame. They should have let you in.
I said the same thing.
Yeah. If Larson can be in, you can be in.
I used my my mom's maiden name, Hayashi. They didn't fall for it. Yeah.
They're like, no. This is
we know who you are.
Yeah, we know who this is. All right. We'll probably be back next week to do another one. Obviously, the trial stuff is going to continue on. The week after that, I'm traveling, so I'll be on a very different time zone, but we might have to do another one then. So we'll keep everybody updated.
Bye, y'all.
See you guys.